Okay, so I think if you remember, we have so far we were able to clean the column A, B, C, and we should, since everyone said we are cool with that, I'm going to go further to 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 clean column D, right? I said the right time that we should, if we should click on this column and go back to our home page, we see it's under generals, but we have to put it under currency so that when we are working on it under our pivot tables, to be easier for us to work on, right? So let's just put it on currency. Yeah. So then change the decimal values. I think that is pretty cool. Yeah. So that's for the column D. Then remember that you can, to check how unique they are, you see, this for column D, this is the number that are unique. And for status, for gender, this is it. So let's assume we have a data, a character that doesn't match female or male. So you're able to identify easily. That's why we make use of this filter. So that's that about what about that. Then the education sector, I don't have issues with that. They're clean. Um, Also the occupation, I think they're okay. Hormonal, yes or no answer. That's cool. Same with cars. Maximum of 4 numbers. Okay. Then commute distance. Um, I'm going to. I want to have an explanation on this. I will change that later on this video. So let's continue. And um, the region. Yeah, it's okay. So you definitely it is just basically for three regions: the Europe, North America, and Pacific. Okay. Then age. Okay, we have videos with this age. I think we are going to do justice about that because we are going to make use of our age while working, while creating our pivot tables. So how do you do this? How do you do this? So I want you guys to to listen attentively and see how I'm going to do it. So, it shows 42, 43, 26, and we should have a I think we should have a age bracket for all this to make our job easier. If you remember, there was a time I was explaining something on formula, the if functions of the thing, just to make sure that you have a report or you have a condition for a particular um, data. So I'm going to explain that now. So you do what to create a new column. Now, want to create a condition for this, like, okay, for people under this age limit, we should be called so. That's what I mean. So let's go. Let's use our if function. If tab this, instead, our logical test will be for this, right? If this is less than or is greater, if this is less than 31, what should be what should be the true value for it? That is, if it's less than 41, the true value, let's say we want to group them under how old they are. Let's say if they are less than 31, let's call it adolescence of a thing. Adolescence, comma, no, this, comma. Then if it is false, it should be, we should call it invalid. Let's use that word, invalid. Right. Now I want us to see something here. I'm going to click on enter. Now, definitely 42 is greater than what? 31. So it is called invalid. If I should double click here, it will automatically, let's check under the filter section. See, adolescent invalid. So we have some columns that represent adolescents. But I think this two is not enough for this data. We have so many age limits, age bracket limits, 30. If I should look, it starts from 20 something to 60. So using just two won't be okay. You guys understand? So let's try to create maybe two more, right? So you add, okay, I want you to see what I'm doing. Okay, let me try to create, okay, no. I don't know if you can see it very well. After the equals to, let's say you want to create another if function, then we use, this will be like the false approach, like the value is false. I'm going to explain this now. You will see what I'm saying. So let's say we have another if, right? Now let's say if this L2 again, if this L2 is greater than equals to 31, comma, let's call it middle age, comma, yeah. So that is that. Then you have to include another bracket here. So close it, then enter. Now, let me remove it now. You see, so I'm expecting three things now: invalid and what? Adolescents and middle age. So this represents when it is true, and others from here to here represent when it is what? False. Do you understand what I'm doing? So now, I've click on enter. So let me try to do this again. I'm expecting three values. So let's check our filter. Okay, two values rather. So we have adolescent, middle age. Adolescent, middle age. So let's just do something more. Let's just add one more to make it more okay. So what am I going to do? This, I'm going to go to, after the equals again, add another condition again using that if formula, if function. If, yes, if this L2, click on that L2, right? If this L2 is greater than equal to, that is from 55 upwards, let's call it old. There should be old, comma, should be old. Now let's see how it goes. So that means if it is 55 upward, if the person is age 55 upward, it is considered old. Or 54, let's use 54. Let me say 55. Enter. Now, as you can see, it gives us adolescent, middle age, old. So, for example, this link and this row 58, the person is more than 55, that is old. And this one, 55, is also old. So you can rename this as age brackets. Age brackets, right? So if you understand this to this level, or you want me to explain again, just signify.
Please come again, sir.
Okay. I said the age is really long. If you want to try to prove it in our pivot tables, it's much. So for us to just have a range of maybe from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, do you understand? We want to create something like this. Something like this. I want to have a age bracket, right? So we started with, I don't want to just tamper with this. I don't want to, but I will try to highlight it so that you can see. So we started with on a very low level. We use the if function. Anytime you use the if function, that means you want to You want to create a condition, a conditional statement. Now, after you type in your if function, open a parenthesis, that is open brackets, it will tell you, let me click on this L2, for example, is a logical test. That is what value do you want to work on? Do you understand? So I chose 42, which is the first age. And I said if 42 is less than 31. So this is the logical test. If 42 is less than 31, comma, immediately note that during your formula, anytime you write, you click on you type comma, it means that you are changing from that command to another command. Now, just look at it now. For this L2 less than 31 is just for logical test. That is, all other commands will fall under this first statement. So immediately I typed comma, the next thing is, if this false to be true, what should I replace with it? For example, that means that if I have values that are less than 31, like 28, 26, they should be called what? Adolescents. Do you understand? They should be called adolescents. So that is what it is true. Now see, when I click on adolescent, I don't know, maybe you are doing it that over your side. When I click on adolescents, it shows what? Value if true. And anytime you are trying to, I've said this during our formula class, I said anytime you are trying to put in data that are not in your data set before that Excel doesn't recognize, try to put an apostrophe from the front and the backward end. Do you understand? So that the Excel will understand that you are bringing a new command to it. Now, adolescent, if it is true. Now, after that, introduce your comma again. Now, if it is false, that means if they are greater than what? 31. So it will be what? Invalid. So that is if it is false. So when I did that draw time, it automatically changed to what? Adolescent and invalid. That is, all numbers that are more than 21, more than 31 upward, they are what? Invalid. And the one that are less than 31, from 31 itself to the down, they are what? Adolescents. Now, but I am not pleased with just using adolescent and invalid for all these ages, like 42, 60. I can say that some are more than that. So let's just create another formula. Now, this time around, remember, we are just trying to use the value if true and value if false, right? But this time around, we'll consider this first one that I'm going to highlight from the starting of if as it is false. Do you understand? It will now be as if you are replacing with invalid. I don't know how to explain more than this. Now, if you're now trying to create another one, you start with another if again. That's okay. If this L2, another logical test now is if this L2 is greater than or equals to 31, that is starting from that 31 itself. Now it's not less than again. If it's greater than or equals to 31, it should be called middle age. Middle age. Do you understand? Then you close the bracket. So this middle age will serve as value if true. Then you don't have to start adding another value if false. We consider the last commands we've done for the first one as value if it is false. Do you understand? So by the time you click that, definitely if any value that is less than 31, it should be called adolescent. So the commands will automatically eliminate invalid. Then any numbers greater than 31 will be called middle age. Then depending on what you want to do again, if you now want to say, okay, I want it more, we can call a 55-year-old or 66-year-old as a middle age person. Do you understand? Let's try to give them their home condition. Oh, you're not here again, Drasim. I said Drasim is Zainab. So I said you now create another function. That is, if L2 is greater than or equals to 55, let's use that as an example, comma, old. So all this will be the value if true, then all this will be for what if it is false. But remember that anytime I'm making a new command, try to include your brackets. Do you understand? So that is how it is done. So if you understand, let me know. I would love you to, I would love you to, what is it called? Our, our um formula table, formula table, formula class rather, formula class that we did. I explained that if function there. Yeah, I remember. So you can just try to check this formula and the formula for that if function to get it. It's just for when value is true or when value is what it is false. So we've done for that. So if you have any issue with that, you can after the class you can just DM me. I will try to explain more than that to you so that you can understand more. So anyway, that is for age brackets. Then I think we are through with this, but I just want to centralize or uncentralize or they are aligned to the left. So let's centralize it. Yeah. So that's cool. So the next thing we are going to go for now is our pivot tables, just to add 2 or 3 columns of this and make a summary of it. I told you pivot table is just to summarize your data to give a valid or a conclusive information. So let's go to our pivot tables. Here we are in our pivot tables. We want to use this sheet as our pivot tables. What do we do? Go to your inserts, right? Click on pivot tables. It's asking for table range. Then click on working sheets, right? Then highlight, or you can use Control A, or highlight all, then OK. It's come back to this place. So now we want to create we have so many columns here, depending on what you want to do. Let's try to insert some into it. Let's say our income is under values. And I've said it several times that values are any columns that adds value. They are numerical. Do you understand? So I'm not expecting you to put education. In the moment you put a text column to values, it will count that number of of data in that column. So it won't sum it or it won't give an average. It will just be of counting. So that is that. Then let's choose our agenda for row, right? Then our column for purchase by that for either male or female. How many people what purchase the bikes? No. So this is it. So before we continue, we can change it to maybe, so for example, okay, females, we have over, I think 1.3 million of a thing here. Is it 1.3? Yeah, yeah. But I think it's much, the values are more. So let's use the average function. You click on it, go to the value field settings, average. You want to know just the average income per agenda. So this is for the pivot table one. Okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. But I don't like the decimals, right? I don't like decimals. So you know what to do. Go back to your home screen, reduce the decimal, reduce the decimal, reduce the decimal. I think that is cool. So for this, just like the average females that haven't purchased their bikes, they are they are 53,000, and those that have done that is 55,000. Then if you are to check for the May is pretty much what higher. So let's go to analyze to have our pivot charts. Yeah, and create any. So let's get this. Okay. Okay. Now, um, as I've said yesterday, you can decide to do your editing. So I think today let's try to add our X and Y axis. So let's that is as this table. So for this, you are going to this is our income, right? This is our income. Rename it to income, and this we will rename it to gender, right? Then we should have a chart title. So I want to say average income per gender, average income per gender. Good. So you have let's see what we can add to this element, this chart element. Let's look at data tables. I don't think it's necessary, but what about data? No, data label is not necessary. How about data tables? Yeah, data table is kind of cool. It will just give us the summary again, another like more con concise summary. So that is that. If you understand to this level, just signify, just let me know. So that is that about that. So do you understand, guys? Do you understand? Let us say yes. To be okay. So this is the first pivot tables. Remember the first day we started these pivot tables. Um, I try to make use of 2, 3, 4 sheets to make sure that everyone is on his own sheet, but it's not necessary. It's just for the elementary then. But you can just do it like this. Come down here, scroll down, and create another new one. How do you do that? Go back to your settings, your insert tab, and pivot table. Go to your working sheet, Control A, right? Okay, yeah. So this time around, we want to work on, let's try to put how people move around, our commute distance. Let's put them in our rows. Then purchase bikes on our columns, right? Now, then let's try to put this again to see how it looks like. Okay, so it means that for every 1 to 5 miles, right? The distance, the years is 200 miles. Once people 200 years and 166 no. But from what I've seen, this place is not really in an order. You see, you can see it's 0 to 1, 10 plus miles. This is supposed not to be here. Let's let me try to put it down to sort it. Okay, I don't want to sort. Move. Let me move to down. Let me move it to down. 10 plus miles. Yeah, I think it's okay like this. Is that cool? Yeah, it's cool. Or if you don't want to do like this, Control Z, you can go back to our working sheet, right? Then we do the renaming, replacing, right? Rather, you replace it. This Control H, copy. Where is it? I think okay. This Control C, then Control V. I want to rename it at 10 miles plus 10 miles plus, right? Replace all. All done. We made 111 replacements. Okay. So let's go back to our pivot tables. It won't show like this until we do what? Remember to do to refresh it. Then come to your data tab and click on refresh all. You see, it refreshes. So it's in two ways. It's either you move down using your option button, or you 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 edit your working sheet and refresh it up. So that is that. We'll be able to know the total distance on people how they commute from one way to that. So let's create a line chart for this. A line chart. Analyze. Um, line chart for this. So okay. As usual, had our ASICs, but this time around, I don't think we need to add anything to our. I don't think we need to include our ASICs title to our vertical line. We can just do that for the horizontal line only. So let's do that. So this is what I mean. Let's just say vertical only. So this should be our commute distance. Commute distance, rename that. Commute, commute distance. Okay. Then um we should rename the we should rename the chart type. Okay, I haven't done that. Let's say customer commutes. How people move around. Customer commutes. Commutes. Okay. So what else? What else? What else can we add? I think they are pretty cool. Okay. I love to bold this when so that it will be more obvious when we start our dashboard. So let's do that for this also. Yeah. So let me try to create one more, then we start our dashboard. Start our dashboard. So go back to your settings and your inserts, pivot tables, then worksheets, Control A. Okay. Yeah. So this time around, I want to go for the age brackets since we talk more about it during the working sheet. So let's put this under the rows section. Um, then let's know how many of the age bracket limits ranges that got a bike. Do you understand? How many of them for me? Yeah. So the adolescents were able to get 71. No, 39. So we have 71 that didn't get that didn't purchase a bike. So of course we should know that 33, 108, the middle age is going to get more, right? So let's get the pivot chart done. I'm using the lines again. Maybe this time let me use this okay. Okay. So the charts, the asset charts, let's rename that Since you already know that this is what this for the age brackets, I don't have to put it there. Let me just put this here as this chart, horizontal holding and right age brackets, age brackets. Okay. Um, our chart side two, our sh our chart side two. You should use um customer age brackets. Okay. Should we use that? Customer age bracket. Customer age bracket. Customer age brackets. Customer age brackets. Okay. Now, of course, you see this line things, the other time I told you about the usefulness of using Elisha, it tells you what had happened during times in the past or what is going on now. You see, if you look at the middle age, it's people under the middle age section really purchase these bikes more compared to the adolescents and the old ones. So this is a perfect um approach. So let me bold this. So for me, I want to remove the grid lines. I want to remove the grid lines for her. Let me remove the grid lines again. So you get it to this stage, notify me, let me know. So we are going to the last section. So we have three pivot tables now available in our disposal for us to use. Yeah, okay. What about others? Then before we go, I want us to see the reason why I use a perfect I say perfect. I want to I want to see how we use the reason why we go for um age brackets. Let's assume we do the same thing. Hmm? Let's assume something like this is being done. Let's copy it. Control C, Control V. Oh, sorry. Copy, paste. Right. Now, this time around, Zainab, I'm really sorry. And I tried to record today. I hope it's not going to give me issue after this program, this tutorial. Do you understand? So you can get it to view it again, to watch. So now oh, this time around, I don't want to use age brackets. Let me just use age. If you want to remove anything, remember you can just drag it out. Um, let me put age. Hmm? And let's try to use our line charts, pivot shape table, line charts. I think I choose this that time, right? I think this or this. This, yes, this. Now, guys, I want you to compare and contrast between these two entity. You see, let's assume we didn't edit this to age bracket. We just want to use the age limit like that, the age data that will be given. This is what we get. And from what I'm seeing here, it's not giving us what those that are really doing it very well, that got the bikes, that purchased the bikes. It was more or less like, yeah, I don't know his exact position. But if you look at this, it's clear enough. It's giving us that information that people around this range, they got more of the bikes. But if you look at this, it's not giving at all. So you see, so that is one of the reasons why for us to look ahead, at least to have this focus on insight, rather, to have this insight of what to do. So let's delete this. So do you understand the reason why we choose to get a age bracket than to use normal age limits. Age, rather. Do you understand, right? Okay. Um, let's delete this. You see, it's very long, very, very long, very, very long. It's not giving. Even though it's still the same thing with that, it's not giving at all. It's not giving. So, oh, so let's continue. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we want to create our dashboard. We want to create our dashboard. Um, First thing I'm going to do is just to copy and paste all these our charts that we've done so far. Control C. Let's bring it here. Control V. I'm gonna try to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this. Control C. Control C. Then this. Control V. And the last one. Control C. Control V. Okay. So just to have our headings, I told you should do what? Get a shape format, use your desired one, start. So let's assume, let's drag it down to U, okay? And let's write something on it. Let's try something on this. Let's call it bike sales dashboard. Bike bike sales dashboard. Um, board. This. Let me give it to 44. The color should be maybe white. Um, Let me try to center it. Okay, but this color is not giving, so I can redo that. Under the format section, it's available there. So let's go for this. Yeah, let's go for this. Backspace dashboard. So bring this down. Then the next thing to do is to let's get rid of the the grid lines to give us perfect approach. Yeah. So I want to I want to start doing something of alignment, more or less like I'm aligning this time around, right? I don't want it to be too big. I don't want this to be too big or so. Okay. I don't know, maybe you can see what I'm doing, but I think this should come down. So, oops, this should go up. So, okay. Zainab, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. Then this, let's try to drag it to the end and take it up. So remember what I taught you. You to align to the top, you hold down your keys, right? Then go to your format section, your format tab, then align to top. That is okay. Escape. Um, like this and maybe this. You should align to the right. Align to right. Okay. Yeah. So let's create our slicers. We have so many slicers we can use. I told you slicers are more or less um almost like filter to make our job more easier when on the dashboard. We can't use timeline. There is no date under this data, so we are not using timeline. So under our timeline, I say timeline, let's try to create for married status. Let's know how you have married here. Come in, think we should have married. Married. Okay. Okay. Say marriage. Um, um, marital status. Oh shit, I made a mistake. But okay, let me use income this time around. During our pivot tables.
Mr. Ezekiel, we are recording this session. I use less of the S word. Why are you using check?
Okay,
Eh?
ma'am. Okay,
It's
ma'am.
not user friendly. It's not ear friendly.
Okay, ma'am. So um the slicer, the slicer. So I'm going to make use of the income. I'm going to make use of the income. Or gender. Let's make use of the gender, right? Let's just drop it there. Let's drop it there. Then let's add others. Let's add others. Coming. Let's add others. Let me try to add education um, and uh, occupation. Education and occupation. Yeah, education and occupation. So, so, so go something like this. So let's do this. Um, me, we trying to change yeah, okay. So this as the way I explained last week, no, day before yesterday, I said you have to connect them since it's only working for this phone alone, right? So for us to connect this with your report connections, it's been connected already. But for others, okay. So report connections. So um, mean, um, insert slicer. No, insert this. So that is that or that, guys. I should have quit during the pivot tables. I didn't add all this to it. So that is it. Then what else? The themes. Try to edit your themes on that page layout. Maybe to your best of knowledge, to your desired color rather, and use this. So that is that about it. So any question?
No, sir.
I want you guys to do this on your own, to do this so that you can perfect it. Send it as that will be your assignment. Send it to me so that we can know the next thing to do. Then in terms of I have two things to say. I have two things to say. Number one, the Power BI table, the Power BI software, the Power BI software. I'm going to show you how it looks like. I've downloaded mine. So coming. Okay. Power BI. Okay. This for 2013. So if you open this, how it looks like. So on or before tomorrow, guys, try to download it. Try to get it. Oh, this is PowerPoint rather. This is not Power BI. Power BI. This Power BI. This is how it looks like. So um I'm waiting for it to load. It always takes times for the Power BI to load. Do you understand? And now I remember I want to talk about the four things, the three things the director directed us to do earlier on, which are our projects, number one, the data set that we're going to undo, number one, and the short videos that we're going to talk about, which I'm going to talk on this in the next few minutes. And then the passports.